Good morning, everybody. This is Tonetta coming to you with the video this morning. It's actually regarding, usually I don't talk about much about politics and things like that a lot, but sometimes I do. And this morning I was coming to talk about the government shutdown. Some things that I've learned about the shutdown or during the shutdown, however you want to put it. I'm not a government employee, however, but I am an employee. So that means that whether it's my job can be closed down tomorrow or put out of business, or the job could burn up. I'm not saying that it will, hopefully it won't, but catch on fire, anything along those lines. Whether it's like Ford, they're moving their company from the U.S. to somewhere else. Your company is up and leaving, that kind of thing. If you're an employee, all those kind of things matter. It doesn't matter whether it's, like I said, whether it's a shutdown or your job actually closes or your ass is actually fired. Either one of those 5, 6 things can happen to anybody that's an employee. I guess I put it that way. And like I said, that put in my mind just to talk about these things this morning. And I actually wrote them down. I wrote these down last week. I just didn't do the video. But I just want to come to you all this morning just to let you all know kind of what's been on my mind as far as this shutdown goes, and about, not like I said, not just the shutdown, but anybody that's working for anybody else, employee, they can be fired, or the business is shut down, the business can move. All those things will affect anybody the same way a shutdown would. So the first one that I wrote down was with all this, which I already knew a lot of these things already, but I just had to write them down and I just want to talk about them. But the first thing was that you can't depend on the government for your needs, housing, shelter, all those kind of things. Yes, I know a lot of people will, can't say a lot of people do, but some people do, of course, whether that's for like low-income housing, food stamps, Medicaid, all those kind of things, temporary assistance, all those kind of things. Yes, while I do real SSI included, all those kind of things as well. Yes, while I realize that we do need, or some people do need, whether they're disabled or different things are going on, that they do need those kinds of income. But as some, not saying for them, because I work with the elderly and disabled, so I know that they cannot get out and work or get out and create their own business, their own job, that kind of thing, to make the income. So those kind of people, yes, I do see that. I do see the need for those kind of benefits. But for some of us who, because I'm a social worker, so I see a lot of different people, and have seen a lot of different people who have taken advantage of food stamps and temporary assistance and Section 8 housing and low-income housing. I can't say the Medicaid for certain, but I know those kind of programs because I see it a lot, actually. In the job I'm working at now and the jobs I've had before, I see it a whole lot. Even when I worked in the foster care department, there were some folks who, of course, didn't really care about the kids, I guess I put it that way, but just wanted the foster care payments because it paid them this, or they got a clothing allowance that they use for their own kids, or whichever the case may be. Like I said, I saw a lot of that. But at some point, we have to realize for those who, well, are getting those benefits and those who are not, that we cannot continue to depend on the government for things like that. Yes, I know that they provide these things, and yes, I know they allot these funds to the states to provide these things for us. But at some point, if you're able-bodied, that kind of thing, and can have the right mind to create your own business, or if you're going to be an employee, that's fine as well, as long as you're bringing in some kind of income, to not just sit there and use the government income just because it's there. I guess I'd say that. I know I'm not speaking to every single person that's on any kind of government assistance. Those are just for a select few people. Like I said, I've met a lot of people, a lot actually, being a social worker that tries to get over on the government, or saying they're getting over on the state assistance government, lying and all these kind of things. Like I said, that was mostly for them. But like I said, as far as us depending on the government for our needs, I realized during this shutdown that we as people can devise all kind of ways to create these kind of things, whether it's housing, co-op housing. And I put that on here. That's one of the things on my list, but I'll just talk about that now. The housing. I know we, here in America, well, other countries, as far as I understand, some have like the other family staying with them, and like relatives staying with them. It's not just like one family in the household. So my thing, I know here, usually that in U.S., I know usually we, to my knowledge, I can't speak for everybody because this is only what I see. Sometimes we do have a few families in the household, but majority of the time it's just one person, or just like their own husband, wife, family, kids, that kind of thing. And there's nothing wrong with sharing your household, whether it's with, if you want to do that kind of situation. You don't have to, but me just thinking off the top of my head, but like roommate situations, have another family member staying with you, you have enough room, that kind of thing, and everybody's working and creating, paying, of course, like paying the bills together, that kind of thing, and buying household products together and that kind of thing. It makes it easier for everybody. I guess I'd say that. And as far as food, I know we depend on a lot of people, FDA and all these folks to grow our food. Well, not FDA, but they regulate the food, but other people to grow our food, that kind of thing. A lot of us, well, I know I stay in St. Louis. I know our weather right now is freezing cold. But I know most things won't really grow outside. Nothing that I know of anyway would grow outside in the cold weather, 10 degrees and that kind of thing. But a lot of people may stay in warm areas, or of course have a summer where they can grow food, or whether just a few things, tomatoes or cucumbers or that kind of thing. We can always grow some of our own food. We don't always have to go to the store to purchase all these things, or to depend on the FDA or somebody else to regulate some food that we can buy and all these kind of things. There's many, because I see around here in St. Louis, there's I wish I had wrote the name of that down, but it's like a bus that goes around. It looks like a big school bus, but it's like a food co-op program where a lot of people get together. They of course sign up for the program. Some grow their own food. Some of course share food with each other and that kind of thing. So like I said, there's a lot of things that we can do as far as helping ourselves with a lot of the things that we'll need. A lot of people, I know myself included, because I have a lot of clothing and all that kind of stuff around here as well. And items that I just sit here actually, which I'm going to start getting rid of those things and giving them to people, whoever need them, that kind of thing. You don't even have to pay for them. I really don't care. But like I said, I know I have a lot of things around here that other people can use that is just sitting here. I guess I'd say that I know my apartment's not that big, but like I said, we can help each other out in those kind of things. We don't have to depend on whether the government don't really give us the clothes, but still, with stuff that we have, as far as stuff that we purchase sometimes that we really don't need, that we just want. I guess I'd say that there's a lot of people out there who may need those things, and if they want to pay for them, you want to charge for them, yard sales, whatever, that's fine. But if not, you can always give them away to somebody who may need them. Let me go on to number 2, so I know I got to get my butt going. But I put down, like I said, as far as the shutdown, anybody, whoever's working, anybody as an employee can lose their job can burn up. Or if you're actually a business owner, your business just go out of business one day because somebody made a complaint, or somebody said I was baking cake, somebody said there was a bug in my cake or something like that. My whole business is shut down because nobody's going to buy from me then. Like I said, anything that you have, whether the business is moving, the business that you're working for is moving, nobody's exempt from any of this. And I think I should have said that in the beginning, whether you have your own business or you're working for somebody. Like I say, anybody's business, that if you have your own business, just keep in mind, not saying that it will, but anybody with their own business, yes, it can be shut down for whatever reason, because something's going on, or you have people who you sold to or gave products to who run happy and just keep spreading bad rumors about you, that kind of thing, and about your products and about your program not being well. Any of that can happen to any of us at any moment. But my number 2 is that us, I can't speak for everybody else, but this is statistics that I got from, I don't think I wrote the website down, but it was a website that I saw last week about how many Americans are, it was said 78%, but I think it's higher than this, are living paycheck to paycheck. I want to say about 85% off the top of my head from what I've researched and read in the past, but on that particular career, I think it was Career Builder report back in 2018. It said that 78% of Americans are living paycheck to paycheck. So that's just about, well, and like I said, I think it's more than that. I think it's about 85%, but whatever is more than 50%. And that means a lot of us are living paycheck to paycheck, don't have a lot of savings, or depending on that next paycheck in order to pay our bills, that kind of thing. And with that, I added on here for us to kind of think about having multiple streams of income. I know you hear other entrepreneurs, other people who may say they have a side hustle, all those kind of things. There's all kind of things that you can create to create extra income for yourself. I bake on the side. I'm trying to make casseroles and teach myself how to cook those kind of things. But I'm also looking to become a coach and those kind of things as well, because I already have those skills and that background already. But like I said, a lot of people are living paycheck to paycheck. Whether you have your own business, you're living your business paycheck. I guess you want to put that way as well, to paycheck. I guess you can say that too, because everybody's business is not thriving either. To have some are, which I'm very, very happy for them. But for those who are not, who are just making enough from their business just to pay their bills, that kind of things, that's the same thing as living paycheck to paycheck. Like I said, nobody's exempt. But in my mind, I've realized that you have to have more than one stream of income. I don't care if it's your business income that you're living off of or an employee income that you're living off of. We still, like I said, in my mind, the way I look at things, you still have to have 2-3 other streams of income if you're able to. Being able to have that, of course, it's usually not that difficult. There's just some things that you have to kind of prioritize as far as maybe not buying the Starbucks coffee, or maybe not buying an extra pair of shoes, or getting your hair done that month, or that kind of thing. There's all kind of companies that you can set up. I'm sure there's some people over here on, well, I don't know if anybody on, I'm assuming there's somebody, whoever's going to watch this later on or watching it right now, maybe part of those multi-level companies where they're selling, whether it's Avon or paparazzi jewelry or unique makeup, because I know Miss Jane sells that. Mike Chavez and Trenton, they're in another company that sells vitamins and that kind of thing. That's awesome for your body, actually. Like I said, there's all kind of businesses like that that you can get set up. If not, if you have your own skills or your own creative set of skills, whether it's baking or you sew or you paint really well, you cook really well, you know how to clean very well, you can set up all those kind of businesses and it won't really cost you that much money. Like I said, just a little bit to save, of course, because you got to spend money to make money. I mean, you can't just set it up and it's free, and you have to have money, of course, to get your, if you're in an area that charges for business licenses. Most of us are, I believe, but you have to pay for your business license. And this area, I think they're $150 here in St. Louis City. So St. Louis County, I think it's about $70 some or whatever. But like I said, you do have to spend a little bit of money in order to get yourself set up. We have all this free social media. That's all you have, and you don't have money to market. I mean, to actually pay for a marketer or pay for T-shirts or pay for free stuff to hand out, that kind of thing. Just get online and start just marketing your business the best way you can. There's all kind of folks out there that will, if you ask, that can assist you. There's all kind of YouTube videos, which I look at as well when I ask people stuff, and I also research online, look at YouTube videos. There's all kind of stuff out there that you can do. Make T-shirts, because I've gotten back into my T-shirt making. I guess I'd say that as well. But like I said, there's all kind of side hustles or businesses that we can, of course, do. We just have to sacrifice our time and a little bit of money just to get those kind of things started. Trying to see. I know I put other stuff on here. I've talked about some things as well. I know I've always heard since I was, well, not young, but since I was probably, let me see. Actually, I guess since I became a social worker, maybe, or actually probably back in college, I guess I would say. As far as people always talk about savings, having an emergency fund and that kind of thing. I can't say how many people, because I couldn't find statistics on this or whatever the case may be, but I'm assuming since the government shut down and people were talking about they lost their paychecks, which I saw that kind of thing. I think it was 2 paychecks. I know most, like I said before, 78% or more of us are living paycheck to paycheck. That, of course, puts you in the bind where you cannot pay your bills and you're missing your rent payment or you're missing your car payment, that kind of thing. And sometimes, of course, a lot of time utilities and that kind of thing as well. But a lot of times the people who we're paying utilities to or a car note to, your mortgage or your rent to, that kind of thing, may not be that understanding. Whether it is a government shutdown, whether you were fired from your job, or whether your damn job burned down, or whether your job up and moved to another country or state or whatever, and now you're looking for another job, or your job downsized and you're looking for another job, or the business that you had, like I said, rumors started and people don't want to buy your products, or you can't get anybody, I guess, make any sales, that kind of thing. All those kind of things put you in a bind where you cannot pay your bills if you don't have an emergency fund. And I know I hear people talking about that all the time. I've actually taught classes about emergency funds and finances and that kind of thing for about 10 years almost. But I know how important that is to at least have 6 months of emergency funds, as much as you can, to cover all your bills, just in case something like this would happen. Some people I've heard, well, I know we have it at our job called AFLAC. That's something that you can sign up for as a program as well, that you put into a monthly. Now, I'm not sure if I haven't spoken to anybody that actually have had to use AFLAC, so I don't know how reliable that is. I'm just throwing it out there because that's what I've saw at my job. I guess I'd say that says that they cover your bills when you're sick and that kind of thing. Like I said, you'd have to research that because I don't really know much about it, or anybody that has used it that has actually worked for. I guess I'd say that. But as far as having your own 6-month emergency fund, whether that's 6 months of rent payments, mortgage payments, like estimated electrical, utility payments and that kind of thing, car payments, we have got to get better with that. Well, I guess I'm speaking to myself as well, not just you all, but I'm speaking to myself as well. Got to get better with our emergency funds. Like I said, in situations where there's a shutdown, you lose your job, you're fired, whatever the case may be, we have the means to, at most times, to save that money, to sacrifice, whether it's $4,000, $3,000, that kind of, I know it's not going to, some people may not be able to save that right away in 1 month, that kind of thing. But if you are, go ahead and save it. Like I said, there's a lot of ways we can save money or get those side hustles to create that actual emergency fund. If you could do it more than 6 months, then do it for a year, that's fine. Just in case you do lose your job, or you find another job, or your business closes down, or that kind of thing, and you have to work it like a minimum wage job, then you'll still have money to cover you until you find some other means of income. I guess I'd say that. But like I said, as far as us saving enough to have at least a 6-month emergency fund, that's something that we all should have. If you're old enough, 21 and older, to create some kind of income, business, whatever it's going to be, that's something that we all have to start making sure that we have. And like I said, I assume, I don't know how much your rent and all that kind of mortgage is, but you should know, how to calculate, just add up all your bills for a month and times that by 6. And that means that whatever that is, that's the number that you should strive for to have as soon as you can. I guess I put it that way. Whether that means the side hustle that you're working or trying to do, go ahead and put all that money into there until you can start, so you can start building that on up. And this goes into other things I've already said about minimizing the spending and that kind of thing. Like I said, this is all talking to me as well, not just you all, but minimizing spending. And I've talked about some of the other things about multifamily living in the same household. But as far as minimizing the spending, that can also add to your 6-month emergency fund. So just make sure that you keep those kind of things in mind. And the last thing that I had on here was actually about, one of the last things was about that, the multiple families staying in the same household. I know I already talked about that because, like I said, I know that it may be inconvenient for the time being, but as long as you all are in the same household and how many of your families you have staying with you are all working, everybody's contributing towards the bills and that kind of thing, that will definitely be economically sound for a lot of people. I guess I put it that way, as far as you being able to save that 6-month emergency fund and you being able to, of course, save up to get your own place and that kind of thing as well. Pay off your car sooner, pay off the mortgage, whatever house you're staying in sooner, that kind of thing as well. Let me see. The last thing I had on here, realizing. Okay, I'm trying to see what I put. Oh, okay. This is really, it was just, the last thing that I had was just, was talking about all these things included. Was just learning how to step more out of your comfort zone so that you can, like I said, create those different businesses for yourself or create those multiple streams of income for yourself and having belief in yourself, saying that I can do these things and go ahead and get those things started. I know I at one point had those issues as well and not believing in myself and those kind of things, but I am now. I guess I put it that way. But like I said, I've had those issues as well. And that was just recently. It wasn't like 2 years ago, 5 years ago, that kind of thing. I can't say every single year, every single month, that kind of thing, but there are some points I have had where I didn't believe in myself to actually have this business, or I didn't feel that it was going to work, I was going to fail, that kind of thing. But I had to push that in the back of my mind because, like I said, that kind of thing, I have to step out of that. No matter, because the things that I'm trying to work towards, it doesn't make a difference whether it fails. That's, of course, because I was a perfectionist. I know I want everything to be perfect and all that kind of stuff. But like I said, I had to really grow out of that last year. I guess I'd say that. But I know nobody's perfect and nothing is perfect. Anything can be, anything can fail. I guess our health fails too. That's the same thing as whether it's a business or a car or a house or the gas company. I don't know, whichever the case may be, the government failure, whatever. Everything fails at some point. Like I said, those are always, to me, learning lessons that you can learn and educate yourself with and figure out what you're going to do different for the next time. And I put down here a few things. Let me see, stepping out of the comfort zone, increasing your skills. I know we all have different skill sets that we can put to work. I guess, like I said, whether it's putting to work for your own business or if you're a top level executive, you want to stay with that, that's fine. But just make sure that you always have another stream of income coming in. So just in case you lose that job or that job moves, you be okay. But like I said, as far as always increasing your skills, I stay here in St. Louis, Missouri. I know I don't have I'm not like a tech, like a 100% tech person, that kind of thing, and know how to use all the computer programs in the world or whatever the case may be. So, of course, I have to start going to classes for some of these programs. I know our St. Louis Public Library, they have all the free classes that you can think of online. They have how to make baskets. They have gift baskets. They have sewing classes. They have public speaking class. They have all that stuff online at our local libraries that you can get your library card and go ahead and sign up for free. They also have classes that you can go inside at the library as well. And this is all the libraries here in this area. I don't know if everybody else's cities have that. I would assume that they would. But they have free computer classes teaching you how to use Excel, PowerPoint, MailChimp, all those things. Like I said, I am going to have to start increasing my skills in that manner. I'm learning online as well myself, but I do want to go sit in the class so I can actually do these things on the computer and have somebody follow through and work through with me. I guess I put it that way. The next thing I had on here as far as stepping out of your comfort zone and with increasing your skills is to network. Of course, we cannot do things alone. I know that now. Back in the day, I'm like, oh, I can do this myself. I can do this myself. And no, I cannot do anything myself. I guess I put it that way. Yes, some things I can do myself and go ahead and push myself to do this to a certain point. But we all need other people to assist us once we get to a point that we can't either seem to get past or don't know the skills to get past, that kind of thing. I don't have the skills to get past, or don't have the connections to get past. I guess I put it that way, because most of the time it's not, I can't say it's not what you know, because you do have to know something, but it's usually who you know to get you to like different areas, different arenas, and different things like that. I've learned that. I know that now because I've seen that happen. I guess I put it that way. So like I said, we definitely have to get out there, and include myself, get out there and network more. And I know I've talked about different networking meetings and different things that I just didn't like the what is it called, the business card pushing meetings. I know that I'm just gonna have to go ahead and go anyway, but like I said, I know that everybody does not do that at those networking meetings, but that's just my experience. So, but like I said, definitely with networking, there's all kind of like meetup groups. I think people have meetup. I think that's all across the U.S. It should be. There's LinkedIn. You can meet people on there as well. Of course, Facebook and different other social medias that you've come in contact with. You can message and all those kind of things as well. I think that's it, actually. I guess that's it. So like I said, as far as the government shutdown, it's taught me a lot of things. The main things about realizing that it doesn't take a government to shut you down, shut down your household. The government shut down, and there was 80,000, or I forgot how many workers were out of paychecks, that kind of thing. But like I said, it doesn't have to be a government shutdown to shut down your household. It can be anybody from like I said, your job firing you. Well, I guess hopefully you won't quit your job without another means of income. I've seen it, but hopefully you won't. But your job firing you, or your job actually moving to another state, or your job up and like laying people off, that kind of thing. Like I said, that happens to your own business that you have, your own business closing because of your lack of sales, or I don't know, you have a bad product that nobody liked and they all talked about your business, or you sold somebody some cakes or food that had something hair in it, I don't know, anything like that in it. Like I said, there's always ways that different businesses that you're running can be shut down. You just have to be mindful of what you're doing. Like I said, all those things can shut down our household if we're not prepared for that. And the main thing that I talked about was, of course, many Americans living paycheck to paycheck, how that is a problem and how they still push that in school and stuff like that. But I didn't talk about the education, but that's mostly what the education does for us, is to create workers, I guess I'd say that. But as far as us having our own 6-month emergency fund, a lot of us, I can't say everybody, some people may not have it. I'm sure everybody does not have it, because with the shutdown, it proved that. So, like I said, as far as us having our own 6-month emergency fund, that's something that we all can strive towards. I'm pretty sure that 6 months or a year, whatever you want to save towards, but I'm sure that we all can work towards that. We just have to sacrifice some things, whether that's our time to create another business, another stream of income for ourselves, or a side hustle, that kind of thing, or us just sacrificing our coffees, or a pair of shoes, a hairdo, nails done, that kind of thing. You can sacrifice all those things in order to create that 6-month emergency fund. And with that, I'm going to go ahead and end. And I want to thank you all. Let me see. I'm trying to wave back. Thank you, Wendy, for tuning in. Simon, thank you for tuning in as well. Liette, thank you for tuning in. I hope all is well with you all. Is it Keshav? I'm not sure. I hope I'm pronouncing your name right. Thank you for tuning in as well. Mario, thank you for tuning in. I hope you're doing well this morning. Rachel, thank you for tuning in as well. Mika Peaches, thank you for tuning in as well. Michael, Donna, Stephanie, and DJ, thank you all for tuning in this morning. And I hope everybody has an awesome Monday. Whether you're going to work or going to your business, make sure that you have an awesome Monday and enjoy and be successful. Have a good one, everybody.